All right, everyone. Many thanks for joining our GoodWe webinar for today. Our focus for today's webinar is to introduce the GoodWe brand for those who aren't familiar with the GoodWe inverters, and also to introduce the portfolio of inverters which are relevant for micro installations between 1 and 50 kilowatts for Poland. Um,
Szanowni, Carlos, can I pass?
yes,
Can I take
go ahead.
over?
Mhm.
Szanowni Państwo, witamy serdecznie na dzisiejszym webinarium dotyczącym produktów firmy GoodWe, jednego z producentów inwerterów, z którymi my jako firma Solar współpracujemy. Dziękuję bardzo za wszystkie rejestracje. Na początku chciałbym przedstawić krótko naszą firmę tym z Państwa, którzy jeszcze z nami nie mieli przyjemności współpracować, a tym, którzy już z nami współpracują, chciałbym tę wiedzę odświeżyć. Nasza firma posiada już 12-letnie doświadczenie w dystrybucji dobrej klasy rozwiązań dla systemów fotowoltaicznych. W Polsce istniejemy od 5 lat, więc w tym roku świętowaliśmy małą, okrągłą rocznicę. Nasze biuro i magazyn znajdują się w Warszawie. Co ważne, nasza firma koncentruje się wyłącznie na dystrybucji, tak jak już wspomniałem, dobrej i wysokiej klasy produktów i rozwiązań dla fotowoltaiki. Nie zajmujemy się instalacją. To oznacza, że nie jesteśmy dla Państwa jako instalatorów żadną konkurencją. Chcemy być dla Was wiarygodnym partnerem biznesowym. Co ważne, również nie prowadzimy współpracy z klientami indywidualnymi. Koncentrujemy się na współpracy tylko i wyłącznie z firmami instalacyjnymi. Jeżeli chodzi o sam webinar poświęcony rozwiązaniom firmy GoodWe, dzisiejsze nasze spotkanie jest pierwszym z cyklu 3 spotkań w czerwcu. Chcielibyśmy w czasie tych spotkań poszerzyć Państwa wiedzę i rozwiać wszelkie wątpliwości dotyczące rozwiązań oferowanych przez firmę GoodWe. Także gorąco liczę na to, że te 3 spotkania pomogą Państwu w lepszym zrozumieniu, czym jest GoodWe i dlaczego warto stawiać również na te rozwiązania. Jeszcze kilka kwestii technicznych. Gdyby chcieli Państwo zadać pytanie, na pasku nawigacji na dole mają Państwo taką funkcję Q&A i czat. W tych dwóch opcjach można zadawać pytanie, najlepiej w funkcji Q&A, wówczas Państwa pytanie, które Państwo napiszecie w tej sekcji, pojawi się na ekranie prowadzącego i pozostałych uczestników i prowadzący na bieżąco będzie mógł na te pytania odpowiadać. Życzę Państwu udanego webinarium. Serdecznie pozdrawiam i oddaję głos Carlosowi. Jeszcze kilka słów wstępu na temat Carlosa. Carlos jest country managerem odpowiedzialnym za sprzedaż GoodWe na Europę Środkowo-Wschodnią. Poprzednio pracował w firmie Solar, także jego doświadczenie na rynku fotowoltaiki jest też dosyć znaczne. Okay, Carlos, I finished my introduction and now the floor is yours.
Okay, so I think you did a small introduction already about me, but again, my name is Carlos Silva. I am indeed the country manager for Eastern Europe, which basically means I control the sales and marketing of GoodWe products in your region. So our strategy for Poland is to partner with local Polish distributors because we see many benefits by adopting this strategy. And Manitou Solar is a company who I've personally worked for over a number of years, I think over 5 years now, with Solar, as Piotr mentioned. And I'm quite happy and very proud to have Manitou as an authorized GoodWe distributor in 2020. Okay, so let's start the webinar. So GoodWe is a global inverter manufacturer whose mission is to foremost improve the quality of people's lives. So every inverter that is sold reduces the amount of greenhouse gas emissions and reduces our dependency on traditional energy sources such as coal-fired power stations. Therefore, the more solar energy that is installed on roofs and on large fields, the cleaner our world becomes. So the sun is an abundant source of energy. So in a single hour, the amount of power from the sun that strikes the earth is more than an entire world consumes in 1 year. So it really makes sense for us to harness the sun's energy. Therefore, wherever the sun shines, there is GoodWe. So a lot of people ask me, what does GoodWe actually mean? Although there is a Chinese meaning, what I can say is that GoodWe stands for good quality, good value, and good service. So we believe by focusing on these three virtues and these pillars, we will truly make a difference. So GoodWe's global headquarters is situated in Suzhou, which is approximately 2 hours west of Shanghai. The headquarters also contains one of two manufacturing facilities, with the second situated in Guangdong. The total production in 2000 and the total production capacity in 2019 was at the time of 8 gigawatts. However, as of today, we've increased the production capacity to approximately 12 to 15 gigawatts. So GoodWe has over 900 employees located around the world, which includes approximately 200 engineers who drive the development of our inverter products, and of course are the owners of over 130 patents. Our European headquarters, which is relevant for you, is situated in Munich, Germany, which is a central hub for our European sales activities. Specifically for Poland, the sales and marketing activities is managed by me, and we are supported by our local service and repair center in Kalisz. So GoodWe was founded in 2010 and was able to gain significant market share in the local Chinese market. And then in 2012, GoodWe expanded internationally into Australia, Netherlands, and the UK, and since then has expanded into many other regions in the world. So over the years, GoodWe has been awarded many awards which highlight and praise the quality and reliability of the GoodWe inverter, such as achieving AA efficiency scores by Photon Magazine in 2014. So in 2019, we set up a repair center in Poland, which allows inverters to be repaired locally in Europe, to allow us to build up a large pool of inverters, to allow customers a very smooth and quick replacement service when required. So quite recently, GoodWe was recognized as the world's #1 supplier of storage inverters, which is based on our extensive experience with hybrid inverter development and our deep collaboration with global battery brands such as LG, BYD, and Pylontech. So most notably, our three-phase ET series high voltage battery inverter has rapidly become one of the highest sellers of its type in Germany, which has been historically dominated by European brands such as SMA and Fronius. Brand acceptance in terms of trust and respect in these markets is traditionally difficult to obtain. However, our commitment into delivering quality and reliable inverter solutions has enabled us to become a dominant market player in the energy storage space. So this commitment has also been rewarded by our ET inverter achieving high commendable results in the Solar Power Index energy storage inspection. So this index is a world-respected benchmarking tool which indicates the performance and efficiency of energy storage inverters. I'd also like to add that for the inspection for 2020, we are the only Chinese or non-European inverter manufacturer that was listed or was tested in this inspection. GoodWe has been awarded for the last 3 consecutive years Suzhou's Best Employer. This is a vindication of the amount of effort GoodWe takes to train and further develop the talents of its employees. So employees undergo regular training, and in particular, its technical staff is continually being trained and kept up to date with the latest technological developments within GoodWe. We also understand the need to give back to the community, contributing and donating to many initiatives around the world designed to further enhance the livelihood of people. So we believe in giving people access to education and reducing poverty so that everyone can have a chance to fulfill their potential. So now I'll go on to the GoodWe portfolio where I'll show you our inverters that are available for Poland. So in essence, all our inverters are designed with the same aim. So we try to make our inverters look modern from a superficial and aesthetic point of view. We aim to have quiet operation so that the inverters are not noticeable at the customer site. We aim to develop inverters which are light and compact. We aim to design inverters with IP ratings of 65 and above to ensure that they withstand environmental conditions over its lifetime. And we aim to design inverters which are easy to transport and easy to install, because we know that time is money, and we would like to provide you with inverters which allow you to install quite quickly so that you can leave site in an orderly and timely fashion. So we use high quality components within our inverters, which I will show you in the following slides. We also offer a free monitoring platform, which is the SEMS tool, which stands for the Smart Energy Management System. This is free of charge for everyone, including distributors, installers, and end users. And as I mentioned before, all of our inverters contain IP65 as a standard protection. So the inverters on this slide is what is currently available in your region in Poland. So in the single phase range, we have the DNS and the NS series from 1 to 3.6 kilowatts, with the DNS range being distinguished by having two maximum power point trackers. So our three-phase range has power classes from 4 kilowatts to 80 kilowatts, which are suitable for both residential and commercial PV plants. So in Q3 of this year, I am excited to announce that we will be introducing 3 new series of inverters which have been recently certified for Poland. So the XS series, which you see on the left, will replace the NS series. The SDTG2 will replace the SDTG1 series and the DT series. And the SMT, which is a brand new series also, will provide power classes from 25 to 36 kilowatts. The new series will bring many advantages, which you will see in the upcoming slides. So the XS series uses a new inverter topology and technologically advanced components, which allow the inverter to be produced in a much smaller footprint. This single tracker inverter is about the size of an A4 piece of paper and weighs only 5.8 kilograms. In such a small body, it is possible to oversize a PV array by up to 130%, and combined with a high European efficiency means the customer or the end user will be producing more kilowatt hours per kilowatt peak installed. A Wi-Fi connection comes standard with the inverter, and with the option to swap the Wi-Fi dongle with a LAN dongle if required. The Wi-Fi connection allows the inverter to be connected to our SEMS monitoring portal, which I mentioned before is free of charge for everybody. So the DNS inverter is our single phase 2 MPPT offering. When compared to other brands in its power class, it's found to be 30% lighter than similar products. So its 2 MPPT allows flexibility in PV plant design by enabling, for example, east-west facing arrays and also combining long and short string lengths. PV array oversizing up to 130% is also possible. Export control can be realized by connecting our GoodWe GM3000 smart meter directly to the inverter, which ensures the flow of electricity, which allows the inverter to calculate whether it has to reduce or increase its output power to maintain a desired export limit. So in addition to the SEMS monitoring, the DNS does have the option to come equipped with the integrated Tigo CCA monitoring device, which provides the customer access to module level data for more detailed monitoring. The SDT G2 series is an inverter which I'm personally very, very excited about. This series replaces the SDT G1 series, and at 16 kilograms is 33% lighter and is much smaller, which makes it easier to transport, handle, and install. So the technological advancements in its design allows PV arrays to be oversized by up to 150%, which means, for example, you are able to connect a 7.5 kilowatt peak array to a 5 kilowatt G2 inverter. A dual maximum power point tracker and a 1000 volt DC maximum input voltage provides a lot of flexibility when electrically designing your PV arrays. This also allows for east-west configurations and long and short string configurations. So the SDT G2 can also be connected directly to a smart meter for export control, just like the DNS. And with all these features, I truly believe that it is an advanced inverter which will make the most impact in Poland and in other regions in the EU. The SMT series is also a new inverter, which is available in power classes of 25, 30, and 36 kilowatts. It comes with 3 MPPTs, which allows for even more flexibility in terms of PV array design. So by having more MPPTs, this reduces the impacts of losses due to shading and, for example, module mismatch. It can be ordered with Type 2 SPDs, surge protection devices, which also adds further protection against surge voltages due to indirect lightning strikes on both the AC and DC side. Monitoring is also available in the form of Wi-Fi or LAN and can be connected to our SEMS monitoring portal. The MT series, which is available in 50, 60, and 80 kilowatts, has been to date our most popular inverter for commercial plants from 50 kilowatts to 20 megawatts. Its low voltage output at 380 volts is specifically designed for commercial industrial applications, meaning that there's no external step up or step down transformer required. This inverter comes equipped with even more MPPTs. So it comes with 4 maximum power point trackers with Type 2 SPDs, and we also include string fusing. By virtue of its fans that are located on the side of the inverter has a full load operation of up to 50 degrees, which is significantly higher than inverters that are designed with no active cooling. So maybe take care to compare the derating curves of inverters when you're trying to compare inverters. Now, in terms of our monitoring solution, as I mentioned before, our monitoring solution is called SEMS, which stands for Smart Energy Monitoring System. This is a free of charge monitoring platform that allows the end user to monitor the energy production and performance of their PV plant. So for hybrid inverters and grid connect inverters connected to our SEC 1000 monitoring device, it would also display the end user's energy consumption. So essentially data such as power, voltage, current, energy is captured by the inverter and sent over an internet connection to our SEMS server and is displayed in the form of daily, monthly, and yearly graphs. So this data is invaluable for troubleshooting purposes and allows an installer to determine where in the PV system faults may lie. So the SEMS is also fully compliant with European general data privacy regulations with servers directly located within Europe. Since GoodWe is a truly global company, the SEMS platform is available in 12 languages, including Polish, which is enough to cover the needs of at least 150 countries. We will look to add more languages as we widen our international footprint. For example, when we enter into Hungary later in this year, we'll be looking to add the Hungarian language to the monitoring platform. So for those interested in module level power electronics, we do offer an integrated TIGO solution for the DNS and the STTG1 only. This allows the data from each panel to be sent to the SEMS platform without the need of an external TIGO Cloud Connect Advanced device. This solution cannot be retrofitted on site and is required to be ordered from the Chinese factory. So now I'd like to get into topics about quality and reliability, because what I do see in the market is inverters being offered at very, very attractive and low prices and offering 10 years standard warranty. So these are questions to ask yourself. How can I judge the quality of the inverter that is being offered to me? You need to also ask yourself, how high are the quality of the components that are being used? And what I mean by quality is mostly related to the ability to withstand the heat that is generated by the inverter. And you also need to ask yourself, is the inverter well designed in terms of its construction and electrical design? So for most electronics, heat is a large factor. Components which are not designed to dissipate or manage high temperatures efficiently that are generated during operation will fail quite quickly. So a crucial element is the ability of the inverter to transfer heat generated to the outside environment. And this is generally done so by the inverter's heatsink. As can be seen, GoodWe uses a heatsink design which contains fins all along the rear of the body, and the fins allows for more cooling. So the inductors which are installed with the heatsink do generate a large amount of heat, and by adding fins to this area, provides more surface area to efficiently cool this part of the inverter. As you can see on the left, brand X does not have a complete fin design and has also a groove style cover which is not able to dissipate heat very efficiently, leaving question marks on its reliability over the long term. So taking a more closer look on the impact of heat within inverter designs, for example, in brand X, the control board, which is a very important part of the inverter, is placed at the very top of the inverter. And the law of convection states that hot air rises, which in this case means that the heat generated within the inverter will impact the control board quite significantly. So temperatures inside the inverters, depending on the environment that is installed in, can reach up to 60 to 70 degrees inside on hot summer days. So if you compare the location of the control board of the GoodWe inverter, I would ask yourself which control board will last longer. The control board is very important, as I mentioned, part of the inverter, and which essentially controls its operation over the lifetime. So in addition to energy dissipation or heat dissipation, we have found in our analysis other superficial differences between the GoodWe inverters and other competitors. Take, for example, the fins used on brand X. They are sharp on the edges, which can cause injury during transportation and handling and installation. And there are also visible gaps between the inductor holder and the heatsink, which will impact the inverter's IP rating. In addition, there are external screws which are used to fasten the heatsink to the body. If these screws are removed for some reason and then reinserted, the IP rating of this inverter is severely compromised. In our GoodWe design, all our heatsink screws are located completely inside a die-casted body with rounded edges for easier and safe handling. So in terms of the structural design, brand X has components such as MC4 connectors, communication terminals, and the DC switch located on the cover of the inverter itself. So this results in having cables being fitted across two components, which can cause issues when removing the cover for troubleshooting. This means it is also impossible to remove the cover completely of the inverter without compromising the operation of the inverter. So as you can see from the GoodWe design, the same components are located inside of the body of the inverter, and this will be subjected to any damage should the lid be required to be removed. So due to this design, brand X is forced to use quite a long communication cable between the control board and the LCD display, which can also be damaged when removing the cover if you are not careful. In addition, a non-electromagnetic shielded communication cable is used, whereas GoodWe uses a shorter and, more importantly, a shielded cable to ensure a more reliable communication path for data transfer. So as you can see at this point, these small but not obvious features of course leads to brand X being a more cheaper priced inverter. However, it leaves a lot of questions and doubts over its quality and reliability, as the customer expects these inverters to operate for periods between 5 to 10 years. Another notable observation is the use of plastic covers for the IGBTs, which are essentially the transistors, which are arguably the most important component in terms of converting the DC power that's generated by the PV panels into AC power. A lot of heat is actually generated and emitted by the transistors, and these plastics covers will no doubt warp and become deformed after long-term heat exposure. Therefore, we also need to ask ourselves, will this inverter really reach its 5-year warranty period? Will it also reach its 10-year warranty period if they are offering a standard 10-year warranty? So another recurring theme with cheaper priced inverters is the method of internal DC connection. So many competitors brands use spade lugs, which simply slide onto this PCB without fastening. The risk with this method is mostly during transportation, where the inverter is subjected to a variety of forces when loading and unloading at ports, warehouses, and also at the customer's site. On the contrary, GoodWe inverters use secure connectors, ensuring that inverters reach the customer site in good working condition. Another issue with cheaper priced inverters are so-called false promises. What I say is, for example, this inverter claims to have type 2 or type 3 surge protection devices. However, when on closer inspection, it can be seen that this inverter has absolutely no form of protection against surge voltages, which may arise from indirect lightning strikes. So you really have to dig down and dig deep and analyze what is really inside the inverter, and be careful what data sheets state. So at GoodWe, quality and robust testing of our inverters before they are shipped and installed is an important part of our commitment to provide reliable energy solutions to the market. And we are able to ensure that they will withstand many types of environments. Our inverters are subjected to a number of tests during and after the manufacturing process, which are designed to ensure that the inverters are shipped in good working order. As you can see from these images, our inverter manufacturing lines are in pristine condition with designated areas for different types of inverters. At GoodWe, we strive to ensure that our production facilities are of the highest quality, with employees adhering to stringent operational health and safety procedures. All of our inverters and its components are digitally tracked during manufacture, therefore allowing us to improve efficiencies during the manufacturing process, and allows us to detect issues during manufacturing before they arise. So in addition, we are able to track when the inverter was produced in terms of the day, the time, the day, and the month, and which components were actually used. So as you can see from this slide, although the inverter is manufactured in China, GoodWe inverters comprise of high quality European components which undergo a very, very stringent QA process before they are accepted into our manufacturing process. So companies such as Panasonic, Infineon, Multicontact are well-known brands in the PV industry, and they are known for quality and reliability, which is also in line with our vision of our development of inverter products. So all these quality components and all these testings has been recognized, and we have been for the last, up until 2018, been awarded with an All Quality Matters Award by TÜV Rheinland. In 2015, 16, 17, and 18 for a number of different types of products that we offer. This award is given based on anonymous feedback from our customers, end users, installers. All this feedback is collected by TÜV Rheinland, and TÜV Rheinland is one of the third-party testing and certification laboratories. And at the end of the year, they give out awards on 2 inverters and solar panels based on the quality and the feedback on the market. So therefore, one must ask themselves the questions whether you, myself, you as an installer, myself, whether we are willing to risk our reputation by installing or selling low-priced components. So do you trust what you are selling or you're installing? Do you think the inverter that you choose will meet the warranty expectations? Is your reputation in your local community important? As an installer, do you really want to install components that may fail, which may leave like a bad reputation on your local business? What are the impacts of my business? So in terms of what happens if I have a number of failures with lower priced inverters which I have installed, and do I lose the trust in my customers? Because a lot of us, although we have access to digital online marketing, I know for a fact that a lot of installers rely on mouth to mouth marketing. So your customers will most likely recommend to their friends your business as an installer. So this is kind of the most important type of marketing that one can have. So in terms of service, we have a local service partner called Let Me Repair. They are situated in Kalisz, and they are our contact for first level support. What is important for us is that that Let Me Repair offers local service support in the Polish language. We have a Polish telephone number where installers such as yourselves and end users can contact if they have any problems or issues with the installation, commissioning, or the operation of the inverter. Also, there is this, the service.pl@goodwe.com email, which people are free to email. As you can see in these images, we also do invite installers to come to visit the labs, the laboratories, and the testing centers in Let Me Repair. And what we are happy to do is to create a full training package a face-to-face package in Polish language support with my colleague Michał, and we will take you through the installation and the commissioning of GoodWe inverters, and also the troubleshooting. So by doing this, this will give you a kind of a real life experience of what it's like to install a GoodWe inverter. So this brings me to the end of our webinar for today. Next week we have another series, I think, on commercial inverters, which I will be presenting, and that will be on Monday. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. Feel free to ask in Polish, and Piotr will be able to translate for me. So yes, I'll leave the floor open to any questions. Piotr or Richard, do you have any questions inside the...
Thanks, Carlos. I have no question. Szanowni Państwo, teraz jest czas na pytania. Jeżeli Państwo macie jakieś pytania, to bardzo proszę je zadawać w języku polskim w zakładce Q&A. Ja chętnie przetłumaczę na język angielski i potem też postaram się przetłumaczyć odpowiedź Carlosa, jeżeli będzie taka potrzeba. Carlos, do you see the question?
When will the Polish language be in the software? So in terms of the SEMS portal, the SEMS monitoring platform that is already available in Polish, the installation manuals are being currently worked on, and they will be available quite soon in the Polish language. Also, in some menus, especially in the STTG one, there is a option to select the Polish language, and I think that's it for now.
Okej, to zgodnie z tym, co Carlos powiedział, portal SEMS, czyli portal do monitoringu, jest już dostępny w języku polskim w pełni, natomiast trwają prace nad przygotowaniem również oprogramowania samego inwertera w języku polskim. Na tą chwilę nie jesteśmy w stanie Państwu podać dokładnej daty, kiedy taki inwerter, takie oprogramowanie się pojawi. W każdym bądź razie mamy zapewnienie z firmy GoodWe, że to powinno stać się niebawem. Będziemy tę sprawę jako dystrybutor monitorować, bo nam również zależy na tym, żeby sprzęt oferowany w Polsce był dostępny w pełni w języku polskim.
I'd also like to say for our, I understand that we have also a Hungarian audience, so if anyone would like to ask a question in Hungarian, our friend Norbert will provide a translation. I have been asked a question, is there a plan for a Hungarian version of the SEMS portal? Yes, there is a plan. It is currently being worked on, and we officially plan to launch our GoodWe products in Hungary in July, and so we will be looking to have the Hungarian version in place before the official launch. I have another question from Darius. Is the monitoring platform free? Yes, the monitoring platform free, and we only have one version of the monitoring platform. You may be familiar with other manufacturers where they offer certain levels of monitoring. For example, a low level budget monitoring, and then you have your premium and a commercial level monitoring. But our monitoring platform is the same for all types of customers, and it is free, and it will stay free. Piotr, there's a question there in Polish.
No.
By Jacek?
No, there is. Sorry, I have to put down. What is the question is, what is the warranty period? And the second question, sorry, second question, what is the IP standard of the inverter?
Okay, so the warranty period at the moment, we offer a standard 5-year warranty. So in this 5 years, we provide the replacement inverter, and GoodWe takes on the cost of sending out the replacement and picking up of the defective unit. So the installer or the end user has no cost in terms of the transport of a replacement inverter. You do have the option to extend the warranty from 5 to 10 years. And I understand that there are a number of low price competitors who are offering a 10-year warranty. What I can say is that this is something that we are considering. However, I think we're far away from offering a 10-year warranty at the moment. So this is one part of the slides that are shown. Although they are competitors offering 10-year warranties, you really need to check what's inside that inverter to try and have an understanding of whether you think that inverter will last 10 years. But you can ask Manitou for the prices for the extension warranty. Yeah. In terms of the IP rating, all the inverters that we offer have an IP rating of 6.5. So this allows the inverter to be installed indoors or outdoors and to withstand rain and other harsh conditions.
Może jeszcze szybko, thank you Carlos, I will translate it quickly. Jeżeli chodzi o gwarancję, standardowa gwarancja firmy GoodWe to jest gwarancja 5-letnia, pełna 5-letnia gwarancja. W czasie trwania tej gwarancji, jeżeli sprzęt ulegnie jakiemuś uszkodzeniu, awarii, firma GoodWe pokrywa wszystkie koszty z tym związane, łącznie z transportem i wymianą inwertera na nowy. Dodatkowo można przedłużyć odpłatnie gwarancję do 10 lat. Carlos również wspomniał, iż firma GoodWe zastanawia się nad wydłużeniem gwarancji standardowej do 10 lat. Wiemy, że tańsza konkurencja chińska oferuje już 10-letnią gwarancję w podstawie, natomiast na tą chwilę jeszcze trwają prace i rozważania, ale jest jeszcze daleko od takiej decyzji. I odpowiadając na drugie pytanie, jeżeli chodzi o standard IP, inwertery GoodWe mają IP65, to umożliwia ich montaż zarówno wewnątrz, jak i na zewnątrz.
Okay, I have a question all the way from Hungary, from Laszlo. The question is, does the DNS series contain the built-in Tigo Gateway and Cloud Connect unit? So as a standard for Europe, no, it doesn't contain the Tigo Gateway and the Cloud Connect. This unit needs to be ordered directly from the Chinese factory.
Okay, Carlos, we have one more question in Polish.
Yes, cool. Yeah.
Does the inverter has Polish manual instruction?
Okay, at the moment, the translations for Polish is currently being worked on. For my information, they will be released very, very soon. The translations have been completed. However, now we are working on the layout and the design of the actual installation manual. So it will be released in the very near future, and it will be available from our download section from our website.
Panie Jacku, instrukcje zostały już przetłumaczone na język polski. GoodWe pracuje teraz tylko nad samym wyglądem i również niebawem instrukcje będą dostępne za darmo do ściągnięcia ze strony GoodWe. Jak tylko taka opcja się pojawi, niezwłocznie o tym poinformujemy. Na tą chwilę instrukcje, które są dostępne, są w języku angielskim.
Okay.
Mogę też dodać ze swojej strony, jako dystrybutora, że jeżeli Państwo macie jakiekolwiek pytania techniczne, a jest problem z kontaktem z serwisem, u nas w firmie jest też osoba techniczna, która chętnie odpowie na wszystkie pytania, pan Dawid Waligura, i zachęcamy też do pierwszego kontaktu z nami w przypadku jakichkolwiek problemów. Postaramy się udzielić odpowiedzi. Jeżeli nasza wiedza nie będzie wystarczająca, wtedy na pewno pomożemy też w kontakcie czy z serwisem, GoodWe w Polsce, czy bezpośrednio z Carlosem, czy z innymi osobami z GoodWe. Carlos, another question
Yep.
from Mr. Jacek.
Mhm.
Does your inverters are manufactured based on Fronius license?
No, they're totally separate. No, nothing to do with each other.
Panie Jacku, inwertery firmy GoodWe są zupełnie niezależne, nie mają żadnego powiązania z firmą Fronius. To jest niezależny producent i niezależnie wytworzony produkt.
I think the only thing that may be similar is that we both use red in our logos. But apart from that, no, we're totally different entities with different inverter designs. All right. So if there aren't any more questions, and if you do think of any other questions after the webinar, please feel free to contact Piotr at Manitou Solar. As I said, they're one of our trusted European distributors, and they will be. I'm sure they will be happy to help you with whatever you require. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you again for your time. I know it's a busy and a very busy schedule. I know you all have busy schedules in this trying situation and times. And I wish you a very good start to the week. And hopefully I'll see most of you next week when I go through our commercial and industrial solutions.
Thank you, Carlos. In the meantime, one more question came up. The question was, the question is, how long the GoodWe inverters can work with 20% overloaded?
How long?
How long GoodWe inverter can work with when they are 20% overloaded? So we have 4 kilowatt inverter, and in models we have, let's say, 4.6 kilowatt.
Okay. You mean the lifetime of the inverter, or?
Oh no, the time. For example, if there is on one moment we generate.
Okay. Hard to say. I haven't, but I would say it would because of the design. I'm assuming that the voltage of the strings will be higher. I would assume that the inverter will be operating a lot earlier in the day, and it'll operate later into the evening period. So I would say maybe it may operate between 20 to 30 minutes longer than if it was loaded at 100%. But I think most importantly is that by oversizing an inverter is that you are actually utilizing the inverter in terms of achieving greater efficiency by loading the inverter more with more power. So essentially, the more power that you can feed into the inverter, the higher the efficiency that the inverter can run at. So that's you get double the gain. So you get your gains in the evening and the morning via a slightly longer time of operation, maybe from, as I said, 20 and 30 minutes, but then you also achieve efficiency benefits.
Panie Tomaszu, odpowiadając na Pana pytanie, inwerter będzie mógł pracować 20 do 30 minut z większą wydajnością, natomiast Carlos gorąco rekomenduje, żeby każdy inwerter był delikatnie przewymiarowany, tylko po to, żeby maksymalnie wycisnąć z każdego sprzętu jak największą efektywność, jak największą sprawność. Mam nadzieję, że to jest odpowiedź na Pana pytanie.
I guess on the topic of oversizing, oversizing is dependent on which regions you are. So if you are located in a region which is quite hot which has a high average temperature, for example, in the equator or just above and below the equator in areas such as Australia or Africa, typically you would not oversize your inverter too much. But the further north you get, typically, for example, in Poland, or if you even go further north, for example, in Denmark, the Nordic countries, Sweden, Finland, and Russia, you do see the oversize ratios become a lot higher, so 30 to 40%. And this is okay because the level of sunlight over the year is much lower than the regions within the with regions which have a higher sunlight intensity.
Carlos jeszcze tylko uzupełnił, że jeżeli chodzi o przewymiarowanie inwerterów, bardzo ważną jest kwestia lokalizacji instalacji fotowoltaicznej. W naszej szerokości geograficznej, czy nawet patrząc dalej na północ, spokojnie możemy inwertery przewymiarować o między 15 a 25, nawet 30%. And one more question from Mr. Jacek. What MC4 connectors would we recommend to use?
We use the multi-contact from Stoibli, which is the original MC4 connector. These connectors are supplied in the packaging, and when you're installing your PV system, for example, when you're running your PV cables from the solar array to the inverter, I would recommend that you use the same brand as well along the different connections, and you're using the right crimping tool to crimp the connectors onto the cable.
W inwerterach GoodWe są zastosowane oryginalne złącza multi-contact MC4, kiedyś multi-contact, w tym momencie firma Staubli. Para złączy znajduje się w komplecie razem z inwerterem i rekomendujemy użycie dokładnie takich samych, jakie są w inwerterze, czyli oryginalnych MC4 multi-contact. Okay, Carlos, I think that's it.
Super. Okay. Well, thank you again. Thanks, Piotr, for being a very trusted partner of GoodWe and providing, as always, the translation services for us. What I can say is that I think in the future, my colleague Michał will be leading a number of the technical presentations in the Polish language, which will be of a further benefit for our customers and your customers in Poland.
Okay, great. To jeszcze tylko na koniec chciałbym dodać, tutaj Carlos poinformował nas, że pracują bardzo mocno nad tym, żeby kolejne prezentacje, które będą wykonywane dla naszych klientów w Polsce, niekoniecznie te dwie następne, ale myślimy, że w kolejnych miesiącach kolejne szkolenia będą wykonywane już w języku polskim. Jest kolega Michał, który to zatrudniony przez firmę GoodWe i teraz jest odbywa cykl szkoleń i po tych szkoleniach z pewnością będzie w stanie również techniczne prezentacje dla Państwa przeprowadzać, co myślę, że będzie dużym ułatwieniem dla wszystkich. Na tą chwilę bardzo dziękujemy za dzisiejsze szkolenie. Zapraszamy na kolejne dwa, które się odbędą za tydzień i za 2 tygodnie. Jeszcze raz tylko powtórzę, że gdyby były jakieś pytania, śmiało można pisać do kolegi Dawida. Dawid w czacie podał do siebie namiary, także serdecznie zapraszamy do kontaktu. Życzymy miłego dnia i miłego tygodnia. Serdecznie pozdrawiam, do usłyszenia. Thanks, Carlos. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Richard, I'll stay on if you want to talk, or if Piotr wants to stay on the line, we can do a wrap-up session after.
Okay.